Now, while you think that staying behind at work is productive, going home could actually be the best thing for you, and your boss could also benefit. It's Go Home on Time Day. To tell us more, we're joined this morning by Prue Cameron from the Australia Institute. Good morning, Prue. Thanks so much for your time this morning.
Good morning.
Now, you've carried out this research with Beyond Blue. So does working long hours have a link to stress and depression?
Yes, it absolutely does. We can see from, this is our 5th survey, and we can see that there's a growing incidence of work-related stress. Australian workers are having disrupted sleep, they're feeling anxious, and they're feeling depressed about their work.
Even sometimes when people have the best intentions, both employers and employees, to get out on time, there always seems to be something extra that needs to be done, that has to be done. So how do we sort of nip that in the bud? Any tactics for us?
Well, I think the main thing is, and we can focus on this today because it is Go Home on Time Day, is first of all to know before you start the day that you intend to leave on time. That's really important. About a quarter of us don't know what time we're going to leave work when we set off to work each day. So determining that you're going to leave on time is really important. I think taking lunch breaks is another thing that helps us be more productive and focused at work. And also planning events after work. So organising going to the park with your kids or meeting up with a friend, having something set in place at a set time is another good thing to do. I guess the other thing is that if you've got a lot of tasks on at work, perhaps try and discuss it with your manager. Try and talk about the way you manage your workload and the fact that you end up doing lots of overtime or working late on many nights of the week.
Fantastic. All right, well, we'll keep that in mind. It's obviously an issue that is big for most people around the country as it sort of get it ingrained in our culture. But thanks for joining us this morning.
Okay, thank you.
And we'd love to hear about what crazy hours people are actually working. So head to our Facebook page and let us know. In the meantime, though, if you'd like more information about Go Home on Time Day, just head to our website. To Wednesday's Talking Points now, and this morning's guest tweeter is Jo Thornley. Jo, you're tweeting with us all morning using hashtag #WakeUp.
Yes, I am.
Jo, what are your thoughts about this working ethic, the fact that it's Go Home on Time Day?
I personally like to stay at work late because the Wi-Fi is really good there. But then, I mean, my brother-in-law's a paramedic, so he would laugh in the face of Go Home on Time Day because we're just like, I know you're bleeding, mate, but got a zip.
Yeah. Don't you think we need to redefine our workplace, though? Because often the people that are working the longest hours aren't necessarily the most efficient or productive.
True. Then again, I think our expectations, it's become less about, you know, what our parameters are and more about got to get it done, got to be better than the next person.
Yes.
So I think, you know, some people just think that in order to survive in their workplace, they have to be there longer, they have to be last, they have to be the ones turning the light off.
So where is this coming from? Do you guys think it's coming from a work culture? Is it coming from bosses who are so old school they don't understand the benefits you can get from flexibility?
Oh, no, I think it's coming from a new generation. I think the old bosses have good parameters. I think it's almost this whole, you know, you're constantly contactable, 24/7, email.
I think that's a big part of it because your boss can contact you and people can see what you're doing. And there's also that, you know, like people will tweet or put on Facebook, they would go, oh, still at work. And it's almost a display.
It's a badge of honour.
Yeah.
We put the call out on Facebook. We asked people at home, what are the industries and what are your stories in terms of staying back late and doing overtime? You've gotten through to us, which is lovely, that we've got a few people this early online. You've got to switch off people, but not necessarily when you want to interact with our show. Danielle Doyle says, my husband and I manage a remote cattle station in the NT, so we never really clock off. Along with all our staff, about 12. We all live on the station. My husband normally works 7 days a week and is rarely inside before 7:30 p.m. But we love it here and we wouldn't be anywhere else. So that's, you know, an extreme, isn't it? But that's also when you're loving something and it is your own business, I think there's differences.
There is a Here's Cindy on Facebook. I worked as a finance manager in a car yard. If someone bought a car at the end of my 9-hour day, it would become an 11-hour day due to the process. Most of my Sundays were 9 a.m. till 7 p.m. minimum.
Okay, well, Deja on Facebook has also said that she's a youth worker. I never leave on time and don't get any overtime, work heaps of weekends as well. Okay, so it seems like it's a common thing, but hopefully we'll be able to keep our Facebook page up and running so you can post those comments and they don't leave before they should.
No.
We need them to work around the clock. Ben, our social media guy, he does really need to learn how to work and leave on time. Anyway,
Selfies.
Keep working though, Ben, please. Moving on, selfies.